Gotti is pregnant. Oh my gosh. I feel like, unpopular opinion, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her. But anyways, let's get into this week's Baddies Review Part 2. As always, a reminder, we're doing our Zeus subscription giveaway if you want to watch Baddies for free. All the rules are pinned to my page. But yeah, let's get into it. So in part 1, we left off with the Bad Girls Club half of the episode. I asked everybody in the first part of the review also, are these girls coming back or was that it? Like, are we seeing them again or no? Because that was just too quick. Like, what? Whatever. I'm honestly happy that we skipped over the intro of who's gonna be in this season montage that they usually do. We know everybody. There's nobody new. We don't need an introduction. But yeah, we get into all the groups sitting down, chatting about what's been going on in their lives, what they think is going to happen on the show, who they're beefing with, whatever, yada yada. Our first group is Biggie, Mariah Lynn, and Tinka, and they start talking and chatting, and they ask Biggie how her and Anna's relationship is. I feel like Biggie and Anna already squashed their beef prior to this scene. I think they just gave us that scene so that we can know that they're over it. But yeah, Anna and Tasiki joined the group. They quickly squashed their beef. I'm happy that they're over that because we need that group to be together. There's a lot of people who they need to come at together. Now, they all start talking about Smiley and how Smiley is back, and Biggie is pissed off because she says Smiley cloned her phone. Now, I know that Smiley is a hacker, but I didn't know that it was this deep. What are we talking about, Smiley? What were you doing? And then Tinka says that she is still on that with Tommy. You know, later on in the episode, they ask Tommy how she feels about Tinka, but she always gives the same exact response. I don't know that girl to have any beef with her, but at the same time, Tommy, her. Whether you know her or not, she has a right to be upset. Then a handsome young man walks in with an invitation telling the girls that they're invited to a presidential dinner. Zeus is really keeping up with this USA president theme. They're dead serious. Now, the next group to sit down, talk, and deliberate is the Evils, okay? And Suki, which was so confusing to me. Like, I just didn't feel like she fit in with them. And honestly, the more they all started chatting, the more my feelings were validated. Because I'm like, Suki don't belong here right now at all. So Dolly and Lex asked Summer how she feels about Tasiki being cast. I didn't know that Summer and Tasiki had fallen out online. But apparently, Tasiki was shown a video of Summer cursing in front of children. I don't know if it was her kids or whoever. And Tasiki thought that she shouldn't have done that. But then Summer replied and said, you shouldn't care about what I do in front of kids because your sister is alleging that when you guys were kids, you did something bad to her. I don't know why Summer just won't quit. I don't know why she has no fear in her heart. But this is why I say that she truly does scare me, because someone who doesn't care that much, they're a liability. What? First of all, also, that's just inappropriate to joke about. And this is why I keep telling y'all I don't like when Krishan and Tasiki's business is brought up on this network. I don't like sensitive topics being used as like jabs at somebody. Like, don't stop. So, you know, Summer is going on and on, you know, yappa, yappa, yappa. And Suki is just looking at her like, are you prepared to fight though? And Summer's like, yeah. Now, this is Suki's first time meeting Summer, talking to Summer. So Summer's dead ass, Suki. Like, she's really not scared. She means exactly what she's saying. And she wants to fight regardless. Like I said, she don't care. That's scary. And then Suki gonna look at her and be like, yeah, so you want to fight. How do you feel that you're going to do in that situation? I was so weak because Suki's like, girl, you want to fight Tasiki? What? Listen, we see that happens next episode, so we don't even have to wait long to see how that goes. And then Lex asked Dolly how she feels about Tasiki being on this season. And Dolly's like, oh, I don't feel like we really have a problem. Like, we handle what we had to handle. And Summer's like, yeah, and you beat her up at reunion. And Suki is like, she did not beat her up at reunion. Suki was not letting it go. She was not letting them slide. And I was weak because people rarely challenge what they say. And I know y'all gonna be like, what? People are always yelling at them. It's a difference. It's usually people challenging what they say in an argument, not when they're just genuinely having a conversation with them, because people are scared to challenge them. the people who they often have conversations with are the people who fear them. Like, what's her name? Russian Cream and what the girl name? Lord, it was only a couple days ago. What is her? Elsie, right. After that, we have Rolly, Scotty, Sapphire, Tommy, DJ Sky, and Krishan sitting down, and Scotty announces that she's pregnant. I don't know who started that rumor or who leaked that information first, but she is in fact pregnant. I knew it, y'all. And y'all asked me what I think before, and just like I said in the beginning, I'm happy for her. Like, she seems genuinely happy. She says that the baby was planned. I'm not sure if I believe that, but period. They have the means to take care of the baby, and they seem to genuinely be in love with each other. So I'm happy for them. I was weak though when they asked her like what baby name she was thinking of, and she said Cameron, and they was like, oh my God, what's wrong with that? That's a nice name. Now after this, we're at the presidential dinner. First of all, the venue. Did they spend the entire budget on the intro? Because like I told y'all, the intro was tea. Maybe I mentioned that in the first part, but the intro was tea. This venue, however, no. But maybe Zeus is learning that they shouldn't book really nice places because the girls will in fact mess it up. So places like this probably do make more sense for a fighting dinner with no food. We already know, like I said, there's no food. They probably didn't even have chips in the back for these girls. Lord. Fauna was ready. Fauna said, I got my backup wig, I got my swim cap, I got my hat. So everybody's sitting down and Tinka walks in. The minute Tinka sees Cold Killer, she says, get up. Y'all, these fights were pitiful. I'm sorry. I was literally watching, and if I really can't decide who's winning, I asked my boyfriend, right? So he came out and he was looking and he said, nobody. I said, thank you. There was nothing happening. And then the size difference. You would think that Tinka would really do her in, like finish her, like something. No, nothing. And Tinka just screaming, I wanna go. I still wanna go. Go where? Like, there was nothing. And then Krishan go walk in. Krishan talk about she heartbroken because there's no food. Krishan, you knew that there was going to be no food. Now, after this, Summer, Lex, and Dolly are walking in. The minute Summer walked into that door, Mariah Lynn ran and snuck her. And you know what? I support that because, sneak for sneak. I support it. Will I say that Mariah really did any damage? No, but I do think that she had like the leg up just because, Summer didn't expect it. Even Lex was shocked. She was like, oh my gosh. So now Krishan is like, why are y'all fighting? And Mariah's like, because she was talking mess about your sister and she snuck me at auditions. And Krishan is like, oh, okay. And I was weak because then when Tasiki, Anna, and Biggie walked in and Mariah walked up to her, Tasiki, and she was like, yeah, I got her for you. I got something for you. And Tasiki is just like, huh? Mariah is so cringy, but that's why I like her. Because I just be weak. Like, girl, please. Now, as they're standing there, Tasiki, Biggie, and Anna, Gretchen walks up to Anna and tries to sneak her, but everybody's pushing Gretchen away from Anna. And Gretchen is saying, oh, like, you was talking about me online, da-da-da. And Anna's like, what are you talking about? I'm not gonna lie, even if I cannot stand Gretchen, and y'all know how I feel, like, even saying her name is very, very much irritating me. I do believe her because everybody has the same complaint about Anna. It's always the same exact thing, like you was talking mess on Instagram, so I believe her. But I guess Gretchen put her hand in Anna's face one too many times, and Anna was like, all right, let's fight. So their fight, I still don't even really know who I would give it to. Maybe Anna, maybe, I don't know. But Gretchen was about to get herself into a hot mess because she gonna run back over to Anna and then accidentally grab Tasiki's hair. Girl, please watch where your hands are going. Then Tinka was putting her headband on her wig, and her and Kokilla start arguing, so she throws her bangle at Kokilla's face. Great aim. Bink, right to the face. Wow. And then Anna runs, jumps on the table, jumps on Gretchen's back. And then Biggie starts calling out Smiley, who was off screen. She's like, yo, get over here. Those last 5 minutes of the episode is always the most ridiculous. You know they gotta leave us on a cliffhanger. I was confused when Anna was saying that Gretchen bit her because I never saw that. I don't think that happened, and I don't understand how her finger could have gotten damaged in that 2-second fight. Like, what? I almost forgot that when Biggie called out Smiley and hit Smiley, Cold Killer threw something at Tinka and they start fighting again too. But the trailer for the next episode looks insane because why is Smiley in the ambulance?